Welcome to the Thundercloud, our humble abode. Just gonna see what Nameless is saying in a different realm. All right. Well, let's get to it. Do I see Sage? Is Sage? Is he near? Where the fuck is Sage when you need him? What the fuck is going on here? One goddamn viewer, and where the hell is Sage? Just gonna tell Nameless to have a good night. He's gotta study because he's a fucking nerd. He says he was not happy with the MLB scores today, as he shouldn't. Detroit lost 12-2. The New York Yankees lost to Detroit 12-2, which we'll get into shortly. Hey, Sage, you're a little late. Pass the tardy sauce, Sage. Pass the tardy sauce, man. You're 1 minute late. You need to be 5 minutes early. You need to be here before the stream even starts. That's the kind of dedication I need from you. I don't think you were here. I don't think you were here because the concurrent viewers didn't say that you were here. The concurrent viewers said the one showing the whale blubber gif, that's the one that was here. And the owl, that's the one that was here, not you, Sage. Anyways, where do we want to start tonight? Let's start with, I guess YouTube's lying again. Would YouTube ever lie? Oh, right. Yeah, they find my stuff offensive, so they are fucking liars. Yeah, I get... Sage is right. YouTube lied. YouTube lied. Alright, let's get to baseball, first and foremost. You've got Kyle Schwarber, a member of Team Rodfather, being the first to hit, or club, I'll say. He clubbed his 50th home run in the National League. And he did that pretty damn good. In the American League, you obviously got Cal Raleigh Jr. doing it, but it's pretty big for him. You currently have Boston up 6-0 on the Athletics, so we'll go over that shortly. I believe we already said the Yankees lost 12-2 to Detroit, so not a great outing for them. So what the standings should look like in about 12 to 15 minutes from now is the Jays 83-61. That's 3 games up on the Yankees, and they'll also be 3 games up on Boston. Now, when I was about to get things prepared for this stream, I was going to write, some sort of rhyme with the Blue Jays losing. I don't know. I had a good little title about the Blue Jays losing again or something, and I saw, okay, shit, because it was 3-1 entering the 9th inning. And I saw it was 3-3, so automatically I'm like, all right, let's put the rest of the game on and kind of see what happens. So the Jays do end up winning 4-3, but just a lot of good things the Jays did and kind of a few bad things that the Astros did. More specifically, Jose Altuve making a few little blunders there. And by blunders, I mean effort plays, I would say. But let's just start with early on. I don't know if anyone in our league has Luis Garcia, pitcher for the Houston Astros. He went an inning and a third tonight, 2/3. He was throwing his last fastball at 88 to 90 miles an hour. He blew his arm out. So he'll be undergoing Tommy John. So whoever has him, I would just suggest dropping him now and picking someone else in his place, because he will definitely be undergoing the knife very soon. I'm saying that before anything's been reported, but when I know, I know. When I read certain reports, and I'll just read it for you, I don't have any problem, sharing my sources with you fucking assholes. Let me see here. MLB. Oh, where's Luis Garcia? Yeah, I'll just have to fucking Google it. Let's just Google it. Fuck, man. Brave makes things fucking hard sometimes. Okay. So this is what they basically say. Luis Garcia was removed from Tuesday's start against the Blue Jays with right elbow discomfort. An 88-mile-an-hour pitch in the second inning, and immediately called for the trainer to come out. They're saying gesturing to his surgically repaired arm. So this was his second start back from Tommy John surgery. Well, he's having Tommy John surgery again. I don't know if he was rushed back or what. It's not uncommon this day and age to get, Tommy John surgery more than once. In fact, Shohei Ohtani has had it, but he was able to hit through it, ironically enough. But it's kind of weird to see back-to-back seasons getting Tommy John surgery. So, going to be a long road ahead for Luis Garcia, let's just put it that way. But better Luis Garcia than Shane Bieber. I know that might sound pompous, but I'd rather it be their guy than our guy. So let's get into the box score. We're going to dig in here and see what's going on. So, Bieber was okay today. Probably his worst start of the year. His stuff really wasn't there. He let 9 hits in 5 2/3 innings. Bad start, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. ERA at 4.3, but you got to expect a bit of ring rust. He's still just coming back, from a Tommy John surgery of his own. The bullpen was great the rest of the way. You had, goddamn, a lot of fucking relievers going. You had Uriel Rodriguez going an inning, Brendan Little, a walk and a strikeout, so, Jesus fuck, I saw Sage cut him for good reason. Thomas Dance, he went a clean inning, only let a hit. Sir Anthony Dominguez, a walk, but didn't allow any hits, any runs, anything like that. Jeff Hoffman had a good outing, So bullpen, they had, I think, 2 walks tonight, so, could be worse, but it certainly could be better. They've been getting better. But yeah, how did the Jays pick up their 43rd comeback win of the season? Well, in the 9th inning, I believe Tyler Heineman was on first base. Ernie Clement dumped one to right field. Then Davis Schneider drew a walk, so that's bases loaded with 1 out. And then our newly acquired Isaiah Kiner-Falefa slider down Broadway basically took that to left field, and 2 RBIs on a single there. So that forced it to extras. Extras is where you got to tip your hat to Vlad twice. So you're going to tip your hat to Vlad twice. Not because he did anything that's like crazy. It's not going to jump out at you at the box. When you look at the box score here in a couple minutes. But he, a ball softly hit. So this is what I hate about baseball now. Is they always put a runner at second base to start extra innings. So Jose Altuve was the guy at second. With none out, basically. I have no idea who hit the ball down to first base, but they hit it down, it wasn't too hard or anything like that. And Jose Altuve didn't break to third right away, aggressively. Let's just put it that way. But Vlad had the wherewithal to throw it to third base from first. That was a gutsy play. For a first baseman, he probably does have the best arm. He used to play third base, so he probably does have the best arm of any third baseman. Huge play there. In the 9th inning, or the bottom of the 10th, Vlad pretty pumped up over his fucking infield single. So he's rushing down the line, not taking anything for granted. Balls hit softly to Jose Altuve, and Jose Altuve just really looked nonchalant. He didn't look like he was really trying to rush the play and really get the out. I guess he probably thought Vlad wouldn't have been hustling, but it was a really nice way to start the inning. That's not what won the game. What won the game was honestly just a fucking chopper to first base, and we just kind of hustled it out to home plate for the win. So, big win. You're up 3 on the Yankees now. Just get it to 4 or 5 so I can breathe a little bit. We've got 18 games left to go. Let's make sure we take care of business. Now, I do need to report some bad news before we go over the box score for the Blue Jays. The good news, what's his face there? Joey Loperfido, he's been called up. The bad news is he's being called up because Bo Bichette is on the 10-day IL I believe retroactive to September 7th, so he'll be gone until at least September 17th. I don't know. Knee discomfort, I think that's what they were saying. And Anthony Santander, who we're hoping to get back for the playoffs, had a setback, wasn't feeling right, something like that. So Anthony Santander, a bit of a blip. Doesn't mean he won't return, but it's delayed a little bit for Anthony Santander for his rehab assignment, which had just started today or yesterday. George Springer, 28th home run of the year. What can I say? Great season for George Springer. Continues to be clutch. Awesome. Just an awesome bounce back season for him. Vladimir Guerrero has a 6-game streak of having 2 or more hits in a game. He had 3 of them tonight. I believe 2 were a single, 1 was a double. No, just all singles. So he's just Pepper Le Pew in the ball. It's 3 for 5. That OPS creeping real close to 900. So he's looking pretty fucking good if you ask me. Dalton Varsho was 0 for 5. You got Tyler Heineman with the RBI to close out the game and a run score. Addison Barger 1 for 2 tonight. We already went over Ernie Clement 1 for 3. And Kiner Falefa came in late in the game and he certainly delivered. So all in all, just a big win, a much needed win. Now we need to make sure we take care of business because who is pitching tomorrow? Let me just get a look at who's pitching the next 2 games for the Jays. Then we'll get to the Packers news there. Okay, Blue Jays. So tomorrow you've got Jason Alexander, formerly of Seinfeld, going up against Jose Barrios. Seems like a game that we should be able to win. Again, doesn't mean that's going to be the case, but I would say that Toronto should be slight favorites in that game. And then the last game of this series will be, let me see, Kevin Gossman against Christian Javier. Christian Javier is just kind of new to return. You could definitely say the Jays are slight favorites there as well because both games are at home. You sweep this game here, or this series here, that would be huge for the overall standings for the Jays, honestly. Like, that would be awesome. Because you got to assume, the Yankees are going to lose maybe one of the next 2 to Detroit at least, right? So you'd be 4 up potentially. And then, we are battling with Houston for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So we're currently, I think, 5 games up on them. So take care of this series. But holy fuck, man, this has just been a great season, but at the same time, just a very stressful season. It's a lot less stressful when you know your team just fucking sucks. Let's just put it that way. Just gotta take a look at the comments. I don't see any new ones, so let's pivot off of baseball for now. The Green Bay Packers made a very good signing today. It's only a player that's currently on the team. Now, he is currently injured, coming off a knee injury where, he had ACL surgery. But Christian Watson signing a 1-year, $13.25 million contract extension. I think that's huge for the Packers. That's a buy low signing. He has had some injury concerns in his career, but what happens if he comes back and he has like a great run down the stretch, which could very well happen. He could come back and play 8 to 10 games, to kind of close out the year, maybe even more than that potentially. He seems to be ahead of schedule. And then he could have got, cashed in and got paid a multi-year deal worth, 20-ish million per year. He's been one of our best receivers. So us signing him to a 1-year extension worth that just keeps our window for our wide receivers a bit longer. Welcome to the Thundercloud Sages foe. And that's astounding team. This guy is explosive. When he plays, he's extremely explosive. Now, the problem is he doesn't always play. But let's just quickly look at the value that the Packers are getting for him. So, doesn't have a snap this year. In his first year, he had 611 yards in 14 games, 11 starting. He had last year and or the year before yesterday, the year before last in half a season, 422 yards. So that puts him on pace for around 800 yards for the year. And then last year, 620 yards in 15 games. Kind of a down year, I would say, for his expectation. But again, with the Packers, it's like they've got so many receivers that there's a lot of mouths to feed on this team. So you can certainly understand why that would happen. He's out explosive. He's your ex-receiver. Nice to see him come back. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to keep Romeo Doubs as well, because Romeo Doubs is going to get like that Khalil Shakir type of a deal next year, I do believe. But good on them for signing him. That's all I have to say about that. I'm just going to see if there's any other news that I haven't covered. Then we're going to get to the Fantasy League and see how that's all looking. Oh, Zach Tom is injured for the Packers. That could be a big deal, actually. Romeo Doubs is a guy, he's perfect in the slot. You can play him outside. He's got pretty strong hands, pretty sticky hands, as I would say. Yeah, why not bring him in? He's still only going to be 26 when he's a free agent. I think those are the type of receivers that you got to be looking at if you're Tennessee. You guys had, 8 drops in your first game? You didn't do very good. All right, so for the Packers, it's not looking like Zach Tom or Aaron Banks of the offensive line are suffering from any ailments that's going to hurt them long term. But we don't know about their availability for Thursday, so don't be surprised if you see, Kennard starting or, Jordan Morgan starting. I don't know if they're going to play the rookie there that they drafted, Belton, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully if I can pick one of the two, I'm going to pick Zach Tom. He's far better, but look for Jordan Morgan. I've got a feeling he's going to be starting up at right tackle this week against Washington. You think that Doubs probably would? He'd probably get more targets on that team too, because the Packers are always carrying 5 to 7 receivers, right? So you're probably right about that. It was kind of funny. And it's kind of funny in a sick way. When I saw Tyreek Hill on the sidelines yesterday, I'm like, oh man, this motherfucker's going to commit more domestic abuse. Now, he didn't commit more domestic abuse, but he's being charged with more domestic abuse from his past, though. It's not a new occurrence, but this Tyreek Hill, I mean, we just need to get him out of the league. He's just a fucking bum, honestly. Get him out of the fucking league, man. You can't play anymore. You're a fucking diva. You always have been a diva. Just go somewhere and just be irrelevant for the rest of your life, okay, buddy? All right, it's time to turn our attention to something more positive, and that is the Pete Rose Bowl cut. Let's see how everything's shaking out today. Well, it looks like Sage is probably sitting fat and cocky. He's up 11-5 against Annette's astounding team. That's pretty good. That's kind of a stranglehold. Speaking of strangleholds, I've got Alexandra's unastounding team down 16-0. Dan's losing 11-5 to Vladimir, the Impalers. And Orange Juicy Fruit up 13-3. So a lot of potential blowouts this week. Now, I think we know that my team is probably a shoo-in to go to the finals. We kind of knew it before I even drafted last year. We knew I was a shoo-in for the finals. Now, will I win? Probably not. We've got a tendency here to just... we take the last couple weeks of the season off. We like to go to a golf resort, chow down on some donaires, and that's kind of how we end things. It doesn't usually pan for us. But we knew before the season we'd be right in this thing as the 1 seed, and we'd be in this right till the end. So, 16-0. I don't expect anything to change anytime soon. We're punching our ticket to the finals. Let's take a look at Sage and that's awesome team and see what's going on there. Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts. He's not a mechanic I'd like to go to. He'll rip you off. Offensively, when you look at this series, you've got a Nets awesome team up 57-53 for runs. Sage with 21 home runs, 15 for a Nets awesome team. The RBIs are insurmountable, 69-47 in favor of Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts. Stolen bases 13-8, that can be overcome. A crazy batting average right now of 281 to 263, 264. An on-base percentage that could go either way, 339 to 338. A slugging for Sage of 511 to 477. You know what? I think there's a long way to go. You got probably the OPS down for Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts, 851 to 816. So you're facing them at his hottest. Now, there is still Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Offensively, 3 or 4 of those stats can go either way. 3 or 4 of those stats can easily go either way. You just need Nick Kurtz to throw 4 home run game, and then Eugenio Suarez to do the same. This is a whole different game. Now, from the pitching side of things, you got 121 innings pitched to 108, favoring, and that's astounding, or awesome team. Strikeouts favoring her as well, 130. Quality starts currently favoring Tommy Callahan, 9-6. 11-8 for the wins for Annette's awesome team. 5-1 for the saves. 6-1 for the holds for Sage. ERA is very close. 3.58 to 3.64 in favor of Sage. WHIP probably not sustainable at 1.00 for Sage to 1.2 for an overall score of 11-5. Now I look at a couple stats here. I look at ERA as one that the tide could turn on. I look at on-base percentage, average, home runs, quality starts potentially. This series I don't think is over just yet there, Sage. I don't think it's over yet. Now let me take a look at the comments. Tommy Callahan does have a stranglehold. He says he's the greatest mechanic ever. Figuratively speaking, of course. I saw the game, got tired, but fell asleep before the win. I saw the end of it after I was about to write that the Jays lost. Sage thinks it'll be a cockfight right till the end. You know, there's nothing I appreciate more than a good old fucking toe-to-toe cockfight. So yeah, good series. It's pretty ridiculous though what Sage is doing right now. I will say that, and I will put a stop to it in the finals. Whichever of you guys show up, our pitching will shut you down. We know how to pitch to people that, are pretty damn good at their craft. To put it in perspective, I'd be losing OPS, I think, to Sage this week. Slugging, I'd be losing to both of you. On base, of course, I'd be beating both of you. Average, I'd be beating both of you. Stolen bases, Sage having a good week for stolen bases. RBIs, I'd be beating Mother. Runs, I'd be losing to both slightly. That's what I mean. These things are randomized, right? It's not about... That's where the matchup things come in. It's not about necessarily being the best every week. It's about beating what's in front of you. And right now, I'm beating this Alejandro's astounding team like a goddamn dead horse right into the ground. Okay, let me go ahead. Let's go change our attention to end of week scores for OJ's Juicery. The most disrespected 2 seed of all time. You know, Sage, I wouldn't talk too much shit right now, man. I wouldn't talk too much shit. You're not in the clear yet. Just all know, I'm here to clean up the shit. I'm gonna be the janitor in the final round. You're talking a little shit, Sage. You're talking a little bit of shit there. Don't appreciate it. You could be docked points. We're gonna treat it like the NFL. If it's unsportsmanlike, you're gonna lose a stat. You're gonna lose a stat. You talk shit like that anymore. Alright? So obviously coming out of the first week, we had some heroic, majestic wins. So let's go over who won in week 1 and where we stand. So right now, I officially did win. I was worried that would get overturned. That has happened to me before. Right now, we've got TDs in your face as the number 1 seed. Ironically enough, that person is currently down 16-0 to me. They scored 347 points this week. It's a lot of fantasy points. Deflate these balls in second place as the only other person in this league to go over 300 points at 311.8. And you got pretty tight between me and Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts. Tommy Callahan scored 285 and I scored 281 and a half nearly. So that's your top 4. If we go through the progression, you got Tim Tebow's Bible Club, 5th place. Butt fumble safety in 6th place. Hard count and net in 7th. And patchwork pigskins in 8th place. So, there you go. That's all you need to know. So obviously, the seeding is based on points for, just so you guys know. So you got to score more points if you want to do better in the seeding. And I see they got Tim Tebow Bible Club projected to have over 300 again. I think they're going to be wrong with his projections all year long. I'm going to say that right now. With all due respect, I think they're giving him way too much respect. Sage says, if you think that's shit talking, you're delusional, mate. You know what? That's shit talk right there. That's unsportsmanlike. You just lost home runs. You just lost home runs. I am shaking my head at you and your behavior. The holiday donaires aren't even here yet. So no, you just lost home runs for the week. I just put it on the, you just made the list. You just made the list. You're going to lose a wrench in my face. You just lost another point. That's threat. You might even lose 2 points for that. You can't be threatening umpires with wrenches. What is this? Isn't the Neanderthal Football League. No, we don't do that here. We rebranded from that years ago when we left that other league. Sage is shutting the league down. He's pushing the button. No one wins. Deleted. Okay, great. Now we don't have a league to go to. Now we got to go with a 7-man league with an AI bot. Great. You think that AI bot's going to know how to fucking draft defense? I think we've proven that that's not the case. And 7th place really means what? You're tied for 5th place. I'm sorry that I ruined it for everyone. I really am. I'll be taking my talents elsewhere. I'll be posting an ad on Kijiji and asking for friends to join me in a league. I'll pay money if I have to. I don't give a fuck. It's better than being harassed every day. You know, being threatened with a wrench. It's better than that. Anyways, OJ's Juicery is off to a great start. Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen, if you have players that are on the Washington Redskins, also known as the Commanders, or the Green Bay Packers, make sure you play the ones that you want. So there's kind of an ABC approach that you need to take to fantasy sports and football. 1, set your roster before before Thursday. 2, set it before Sunday. 3, double check the day before or the day of Sunday to check for injuries. So a 3-step program. It's that easy. That's what you got to do, though. And I would say for any of you guys, especially the ones who butchered their draft defensively, you got to be out scouting. You got to scout the guys that are okay. Cornerbacks, interchangeable every week. Defensive back, safeties. Those are a little easier to find. Those are a little more projectable. Linebackers. Just keep an eye out who's been doing good. Defensive linemen might be a little harder to find. Might need a little bit more research. Defensive tackle, you don't need a good one. You don't really need a good one because there's not that many good ones out there. Keep an eye on it, of course. Like, I know once I leave here, I'm going to play a little Balatro and I'm going to, make some moves probably. But there you go. Actually, I got to drop 2 players tonight. I got to drop Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott. So definitely look for me to make a couple moves here shortly. Now, what moves am I going to make? I have no fucking idea what I'm going to do, honestly. I'm probably going to stick at where I'm at for safety. I kind of like where I'm at for safety. Did Jaquan Brisker not get any fucking... I don't like the interface, Sage. I don't like the fucking interface as much. Why the fuck did we ever leave fucking ESPN? Looks like I'm adding a cornerback. Anyways, that's it. Big win for the Jays. What can I say? Huge win. Now we need to do what we got to do. Let's sweep Houston. Let's hope New York loses 1 or 2 of their next 2 against Detroit. And let's get the fuck out of there with a 4 or 5 game lead. That's all I have to say about that. Alright, I'm out of here. It's time to listen to Kenny Rogers or whatever fucking bullshit I'm going to listen to. Have a good night, guys. We'll be back at it tomorrow.